Hi, welcome back to my channel. My name is Kat. This is one of the first videos I'm filming in our new house with the new library. Probably looks the same to you because you can't see it all, but it's quite new to me and I'm very excited. Today is one of, I think, my most favorite TBRs to film all year because in February we have three things going on. So first up we have, of course, Black History Month in America. So most of these books that I'm reading, 12 out of the 15, are by Black authors. Second, it is FF February, so 3 of those novels will also feature female romances and happiness and Black love. And then the third thing is the Invisible Cities Readathon, which I have been participating in. I didn't announce it in January, but I will be announcing what I'm reading for February, where there are 3 countries that you try to read from. So let's get into the Invisible Cities Readathon first. I will leave the links to everything down below. They have an amazing Discord where they also recommend books from authors and about the countries that they choose for each month. So for February, it is Egypt, Colombia, and China. For Colombia, I picked up Delirium by Laura Restrepo. This is following a woman who is slowly going insane, and people in her life are trying to figure out why and what is driving her to this madness. I think it really sounds excellent, dark, right up my alley. And this was honestly about the only Colombian book on the list that appealed to me. So if you have any dark Colombian novels you think I would like, please leave them down below. For Egypt, I'm going to read Call Me By Your Name by André Osman. André Osman is Egyptian. Not a lot of people know that fact. I don't think he currently lives in Egypt, but I'm going to count it because this is also one of my 21 books I want to read in 2021. So I am really keen to get to this immediately. And for China, I'm going to be reading Strange Beasts of China by Yang Ge. This one I have ordered, but I don't currently have it. It is on its way. So this is following a fictional Chinese city where there are beasts and creatures that live alongside humans, and many of them look very similar to humans, and each chapter follows a different type of beast. It sounds excellent. I've wanted it ever since I heard about it, and when Invisible Cities announced China, I was like, that's it, it's done. However, because I did order it, it's supposed to come mid-February, but if it doesn't come, I also picked up from the library Severance by Ling Ma, which I heard is kind of a literary dystopian with a plague from China. So I think that this sounds very interesting as well. Like Strange Beasts of China, I want to read the most, but if it doesn't arrive in time, I will also really enjoy this one. If you've read this, let me know. I think that the US cover is pink and then it has a label here, I believe. Next, let's talk about the 3 books by Black authors which are focused on female love. So, first up, The Stars and the Blackness Between Them. Who is surprised? Probably no one. This is another one, which is in my 21 in 2021 list. This follows a young girl from Trinidad who is caught making out with her girlfriend, and when her parents find out that she is queer, they decide it's not okay and they're going to send her to America to straighten her out. However, things don't go as planned because when she arrives in America, she strikes up a new friendship with a girl that her family knows. So I think this sounds lovely. Also, the cover is absolutely stunning. Everything I want in life and more. Next up is The Weight of Stars by Kay Ancrum. I have been waiting to read this forever. This is following 2 teen girls who live in the same trailer park. They are very antagonistic towards each other, although they have a common denominator, which is space. So one girl loves space, and the other one has a mother who is on a one-way mission to Mars and is sending transmissions back to her daughter. This is just supposed to be absolutely wonderful. The cover is beautiful, the edges are beautiful, and I have also loved The Wicker King, which Ancrum wrote before, so I'm highly anticipating this. Cannot wait to get to it. And the last one in this section is Fairy Tales and Space Dreams by Jasmine Shea Townsend. I have spoken about this before because I am a huge fan of Shea Townsend's style. She is a Black woman who dresses in pastel Lolita on YouTube, and I just think that that is awesome. And this is a short story collection of fantasy and sci-fi mixed up. And specifically, one of the stories in here is a queer relationship between a female mermaid and a female star which has fallen to Earth. So I'm very excited to get to this one as well. So next, let's get into the books by Black authors that I want to pick up in February. So first up on the top of the list is The Prophets by Robert Jones Jr. I heard about this book, and then I realized that a bookstore in Australia was doing $5 off if you bought it on release day with this stunning like limited edition cover, which is pink instead of the blue I think that is in the US. And I was like, okay, take my money. It's very expensive, but I think totally worth it. So we are following Isaiah and Samuel, who are two enslaved young men on a deep South plantation, and they find refuge in each other. But then a betrayal threatens their existence. I think it's going to be super powerful. I have heard nothing but amazing things about it, and I really want to read this. There are so many books this month that I really, really, really want to read. I am just so keen, and this is right up there, like at the #1 spot. So next up is one that I really hope that I do get all the way through because I need to read it. It's just that nonfiction has not been my strong suit as of lately. So this is How to Be an Anti-Racist by Ibram X. Kendi. I'm sure you know what this book is about. It's how to be actively anti-racist, not just passively thinking, oh, I'm not racist, like to actively seek out ways that you can be anti-racist. So I need to read this. I hope that I get all the way through. And yeah, I'm looking forward to being taught many things. The next one I want to read is Grown by Tiffany D. Jackson. I have this on my Kindle. So we are following Enchanted, who has started on a music career, only the person that has introduced her to the world has been abusing her. And as the book opens, that person is dead. Now, in anyone else's hands, I would be a bit hesitant to pick this kind of novel up. However, Tiffany D. Jackson is one of my favorite authors. Monday's Not Coming completely destroyed me, and it was one of my best last year. So I am highly anticipating this. I think that it's going to be very powerful and make me very angry. Next up is a poetry collection. This is Hum by Jamal May. I picked this up last year and then never read it. As you know, poetry collections are kind of my weak point. I just tend to buy them and then not read them because I'm nervous I won't like them for some reason. But this called out to me because of the whole man is machine. And it also says he writes with a wisdom and a swagger, which I am always here for. So hopefully I will get to this month. I really want to, so hold me accountable. Definitely be like, I hope you're reading that poetry collection, because if it's great, I would love to share it with you, of course. The next one on my TBR is Growing Up African in Australia by Maxine Beneba Clark, who is the editor. This actually has different voices from the African diaspora, which have moved from the continent of Africa to different parts of Australia and what they have learned and how they've integrated their culture into Australian culture. So I think this is an extremely interesting intersection between African culture, which I'm not that knowledgeable in, and Australian culture, which I am only barely knowledgeable in, having lived here now for 2.5 years. So I think that it will be very interesting to hear their stories and learn a lot about a lot of different people and places. Next up is The Sound of Stars by Alicia Dow. This is a sci-fi about aliens who take over Earth, and they ban humans from having any sort of culture such as music or books, and our main character keeps a secret stash of books. We love that. And when an alien who is doing routine checks finds her hidden stash, he decides he's not going to turn her in because he has a deep love of human pop music. I'm very excited about this. I've heard a lot of good things about it. I love the cover. I've had it for a while and I'm very keen. Next up is one I will be buddy reading with my aunt. This is Salvage the Bones by Jesmyn Ward. I am kind of a mixed fan of Jesmyn Ward. I think her writing style is absolutely stunning. However, Sing Unburied Sing didn't work for me because I didn't like the integration of magical realism. However, this one is very real. So it is following a family and a young girl who becomes pregnant at 15 when Hurricane Katrina hits the Gulf. And it's about her family in Mississippi and what happens after that. So there are a lot of forces in here, but I think it's very powerful. It also won the National Book Award, and I'm just excited to buddy read it and get back into Jesmyn Ward's writing style. So my penultimate pick is Hurricane Child by Kacen Callender. This is about a 12-year-old girl who is born during a hurricane, which is seen as really bad luck. And she is navigating her life in St. Thomas of the US Virgin Islands. And she is a very quiet girl, but she is also queer and navigating her identity, and also her mother is missing. So there is just a lot to work out. I believe it is a coming-of-age novel set on an island, and I'm really excited to read it. And my last pick for February is Escaping Exodus by Nikki Drayden. So I read The Prey of the Gods last year or the year before by Nikki Drayden, and it was pretty amazing. Her imagination is stellar. I would go so far as to call her a young Nnedi Okorafor. Like, that is the level of imagination here. So we are set in space, and the transporters are huge celestial beasts which have been carved out and are used as living quarters and kind of these huge cities inside the carcasses. And I also believe these feature matriarchal societies and queer elements and space battles. So I am so ready. I know that the second one is out or is coming out soon, and I'm very excited. So I am just over the moon. So those are all the books that I'm going to read in February. Please let me know your thoughts down below. What are you reading in February? Are you participating in the FF February or Black History Month by reading Black Voices? I know that there are two Black-focused readathons specifically, so Blackathon and Blacklit Readathon by Seji at The Artisan Geek and Jesse at Bow Ties and Books. However, at the time of filming, they don't have up any sort of guidelines, so I'm just going to use the books that I talked about today to fit in any of their challenges. I'm super excited to read these books. Please let me know what you are going to read, and I will talk to you soon in another video. Bye!